Welcome to Twist Talks Season 2, where we discuss the Japanese game Twisted Wonderland.
This season, we will be focusing more on gameplay, but still have theories, headcanons, and other random nonsense as always.
For the sake of spoilers within our podcast, we will only be discussing the international release over the Japanese release.
Hi, I'm Talisa, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, my name's Kaden, and my pronouns are I don't give a fuck.
My name is Wonder, and I use any pronouns.
I caught twice because mine didn't look like it did anything on the sound waves.
Okay.
Today we are doing Cloud Calling event.
AKA Tamashina-Mina, which is the superior name.
Those are two very different names.
I'm so
Cloud
sorry.
Calling
I just heard, I don't know. You were so fast with that.
I know, it really was. Also, the superior.
In the original Japanese, it is called Tamashina-Mina, which is why I've been calling it to you guys, which is why you guys all get confused. Because
I vaguely knew what you meant.
I don't know. I just like the name Tamashina-Mina more than Cloud Calling. Same with what is it? Kaltakoru, the Harveston event. Anyway, sorry.
I kind of like Cloud Calling better. I don't know. Just because by itself it sounds really cute, but like with the actual background of like now what we know this is about, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
I feel like it should have been called like rain calling or something like that. Like that would have made more sense because it's a rain summoning ceremony.
Oh my god, that just clicked in my brain. I was like, why are they calling clouds? But they're calling clouds for rain. I'm so fucking dumb. Oh my god.
They probably just wanted that double initial there, like
yeah. So we are gonna go.
I have opinions on the translations of this event as a whole, but we'll talk about that.
I was gonna say you're gonna be the only one that knows it, so
yeah.
Okay, so
I can share my notes to the Discord real quick if that makes things easier.
I
hand wrote my notes, so I can't.
I've got some notes for like the first two parts, but that's about it. And then I took screenshots.
I did see the screenshots.
Okay. Also, I did not finish this, but Talisa just gave me a quick rundown.
Yeah, I was like, I could have just been recording this. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a minute. It's gonna make me send this in multiple texts again because right away I put my notes in it and it's like minus 1,200 words. I also put a gift in here, so we'll see if that sends. It was just a gif of Rafiki holding Simba, so to describe what the fountain looked like, you know. Beautiful.
They have a picture of the fountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was. Oh, I don't think it sent.
No.
Oh well, we know what gif you're talking about, and I'm sure the listeners do too.
Savannah!
I have a thing I want to mention, but I don't want to dox myself, so I'm not going to.
I will mention something.
Fuck.
Whenever I have a cat and I'm holding it, I immediately put it above my head and I'm like,
Yes.
I have in fact lipsticked one of my cats before to do that.
No. All right. Well, we only have an hour to do this, so should we?
Yup.
Oh, why did it change my emoticon? How dare you? I sent something in the Discord and I responded to your text. It only works if I like have a letter and I don't put the space there because like that's what I sent. And it changed it because I put a space. How dare.
Oh, well.
And I know you didn't work that one, but whenever we see things, it's going to be on a Wednesday. That's just how our family is. Yep. Okay.
Well.
Should we start?
I didn't know they put TikToks on Pinterest, and I'm just scrolling through my memes as I usually do whenever we're recording, and now there's TikToks on my Pinterest feed.
Every time I see TikToks on Pinterest, they don't play half the time, and they're always, like, tattoo ideas.
Damn.
Like 90% of the time.
These are actually kind of funny. It's like when I was in my CapCut phase. That's what they look like, okay?
I was on Pinterest earlier. I was looking up Sweeney Todd memes.
Hi, I'm Evil Kaloum. Yeah, we can start.
I feel like I'm not normally the one who's this.
We're just getting so sidetracked.
Yeah. I can start because I only really have the stuff for this. Okay. Well, it starts off with Leona being like, oh, I don't want to be here. And Bill's like, why'd you bring us then? And then it cuts back in time to when they're still at NRC. And Leona wakes up to a phone call, or I'm assuming he's waking up because it's really early. And the person on the phone's like, come home now. You have duties. And he's like, I don't want to. He's like throwing a whole fit. But whatever. And then Leona has... Leona has Jack round up villain Lilia. And then Grim just drags you along once he sees Jack rounding up people because Grim thinks there's going to be food. Yeah. I don't know why. But I mean, makes sense. If you're rounding up rich people, I would assume there's food. And then Leona explains the cloud calling festival happening in Sunrise City to promote rainfall. Woo. Yep. It's a competitive. I spelled it wrong and I can't even pronounce it. A competitive game where you wrestle with no magic. Competitive. Yeah. It's a team sport, 3-to-a team, 16 teams. The winners get named Sunset Warriors. They're like bodyguards to the king, but because it's such a peaceful... We're in peace times. It's just more of a title.
Yeah, which I will say, I kind of understand Leona's reasoning with that, because he's supposed to, like, train these people, and he's like, if we were actually in war or something... I'd have no problem doing this. It would be fine. But this is literally just a random title anymore. Like, it's pointless.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no point in me training these people, so therefore I won't.
I will say, throughout all of this, I do see more of Leona's personality, and not that he's just a big asshole, but that he actually cares for his country and stuff. He just doesn't see why the stuff they're doing is worth anything.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff he's doing, like, he's like, this, like, you know, them doing the cloud calling ceremony because they live in a desert and there's, like, always a drought. He's like, if you just built more wells, it would be fine. We wouldn't have this problem. But everyone wants to be traditional, so they'd just rather do this instead when they could be thriving.
Yeah. Especially with, like, they talk about it a lot, but... The citizens there are not only traditional, but very eco-friendly in the fact that they don't touch anything unless it's already, like, out. So they don't dig in the mines. Like, there is no mines for them to dig in. They use all their natural resources. They don't exploit the lands. They work with the lands. And it's kind of causing a problem because there's not enough stuff. So, yeah. And Leona's like, well, if you would just dig in the mountains, we would be fine.
Yeah, I do like how they did the kingdom, like, the premise of it, because it, like, especially just with Leona's feedback on it, that they're like, this is a very traditional place, which I'm sure would be, like, amazing to go visit and see, like, how they do everything, but living there would be a struggle, especially if you are just like, there are so many ways you could do this and thrive. You just don't want to.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're surviving.
They're surviving.
Yeah.
He does.
It's not like people are actively dying.
He does kind of talk when we get to... Is it pronounced Neji? Probably. When we
I have no clue. I will call him
another thing.
I will call him Zazu.
I said I have opinions on the translations. I'll wait until we get to his full introduction and name reveal to talk about it, because that's where it really pissed me off.
Okay.
But he's talking with him about how the kingdom is declining because they're not innovating.
Mm-hmm.
And Neji kind of like puts it off and he's like, no, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We don't do that.
Yeah, he's just like, you're being stubborn. It's like,
yeah.
Okay.
And then he's like, why don't you go help your brother? And Leona's like, no, because then I'll be a problem. But we'll get to that. Let's move on with our bullet point.
A lot of Leona's attitude was like, the kingdom is better without me being here, so I'm just going to stay at school.
Yeah. Leona really isn't allowed to join in the fights because as the younger brother of the heir to the throne, is the Sunset Warriors leader who is supposed to be teaching the new members. So whoever wins and becomes the Sunset Warriors, the new members get guardian lessons from the younger brother of the heir. And as we talked about, Leona doesn't want to do this because he finds no use in it. His plan is to... Yeah, go on.
Can I get in for a second and say, did you guys ever watch Lion Guard?
I watched like 3 episodes of it when the kids I babysit was like, oh, let's watch this. I'm like, okay. And the episodes I thought were dumb.
Not to age myself, as if we have already. I was just growing out of kids shows when it started coming out, and I really liked the premise, so I kind of did watch it.
I mean, there are other shows I completely watched with the kids. Like, I definitely watched Sophia the First with the little girl I babysit. I was all for that show, but like, Lion Guard
I've
wasn't
got bluey sweatpants literally on my legs right now. I don't.
We literally got matching bluey pajamas for Christmas, my family. So,
well, I mean, like,
we're all for bluey. Bluey's its own thing, okay?
And not that I'm against kids shows. It's just that like that was kind of the age that I was when it was coming out.
Like
I've gone back and actually watched it since, but like the whole concept of the Sunset Warriors just seems very, it just feels like the Lion Guard to me, especially with the thing about, Leona is the one in charge because, minor spoilers for the Lion Guard, not that is not really, I don't know. Scar was the previous head of the Lion Guard before, fucking, what's his name?
I don't know.
Kion.
Random, but not really random because it's still Lion King, still on topic. I have not seen the new Mufasa movie, but I've heard that they completely changed the origins. Like, apparently it went from they were, like, actual related birth brothers and all that to, like, Scar was the heir and Mufasa's adopted, and somehow Mufasa became king or something.
Oh.
I could be wrong. That's just what I've been seeing on, like, comments. But yeah, they changed it to one of them is adopted, and I could have sworn that they said Mufasa was the adopted one.
That's weird.
Yeah. Which, I mean, definitely gives Scar all the more reason to hate him. I'm going to Google this now. Like, let me fact check myself here.
Maybe don't. Maybe there might be people listening who want to
I'm just going to Google Mufasa plot now, so I don't have to say it, but now I just want to look at it.
Okay. Well, Talisa does that. I will continue on.
Okay.
Leona's plan is to have his schoolmates win, and then they can pretend they got the lessons, and Leona doesn't have to do jack shit. He explains to everyone why he picked them. He picks Jack for his strength. He picks Lilia for his moves. I should have it pulled up, but I don't. I think he pretty much says, I've literally never seen anyone move like you before.
Yeah,
You're like perfect.
He's like,
no,
it's creepy how fast you move.
Yes, and this is where I started questioning whether or not Leona actually knows what's up with Lilia, because he called him, and I quote, a grungy old phantom.
Yeah. And
which Leona should be the oldest person here. So
I feel like he would know and just not say anything. He'd just be like, "You're a fae? Okay."
There were several other points throughout this that just raised flags for me, but at this point I am fully convinced that Leona knows what's up with Lilia.
I wouldn't be surprised. He just doesn't care.
From the way he treats him, he has to.
Yeah.
Because he treats him as if he's older, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone else, they treat him as if he's older because he is like in a third year, and everyone.
He's a senior.
In this event, Kalim literally makes a comment where he's like, "You're talking as if you're not only a year older than me." I'm like, Kalim, what the heck?
Yeah.
I have it right here.
Let's just talk about it now. There's also a comment. He also makes a comment in. Oh, I don't remember what the comment is. I didn't note what chapter it was though, so let me go grab that real quick. But it was just
Kalim chapter. The Kalim?
No.
Okay. Well, he says, Lilia says, "I like it. And look at me, still learning new things at my old age." And Kalim's like, "Ah ha ha. Oh, Lilia, you say the funniest things. We are only 1 year apart, you and I." And then Vil just completely changes the conversation.
He's just like, "Oh, we're at the spa now. We're fine."
He's like, "Oh, let's get out of the car." We'll get to it, but there's parts where Leona is talking to everyone in such like a...
Okay, I found it.
I don't want to say like dad vibe, but...
Dad. Older brother vibe.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, way jumping ahead toward almost the very end here, and we're still at the very beginning, but in chapter 4-8, Lilia flat out says, "I was a general in Briar Valley."
Yeah, he does.
Like, out loud in front of everyone. Like, sir, are you not even trying to keep up your cover?
I mean,
do you even care?
Okay, the thing is, though, they probably know, like, next to nothing about Briar Valley, so they're just probably like, maybe they are having 12-year-olds lead battle, you know? We don't know. Fae do weird things, man.
Something actually in my brain... Okay, hold on. Leona as a prince goes out and does princely things in other nations, but what if other nations come to him, and what if he has this past with Mali because they've interacted before school and he knows he's seen Lilia as like a guard protecting Mal, like and how he hasn't changed in all these years.
Maybe.
Interesting. I can see it. I mean, like, as a prince, it would make sense that he would have to be aware of at least the, like, royal family of other kingdoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, he obviously knows Mal's been around for a while, and if he... Yeah, he has to know. I feel like everyone knows Mali's age without knowing Mali's age.
The real question is, like, how are they viewing the aging? Like, are they going, like, this person has been around for, like, 20-something years? Like, why is, like, are they looking at him like, he has been alive, like, old enough to meet my grandpa, why is he a senior? Or are they going, like, yeah, they are, like, 80, but really, that's the equivalent of this. You know, like how Grover and Percy Jackson was 26, but he was a middle schooler. Like, that's what he was the equivalent of. Like, it's a real question of just how are they viewing the aging?
I mean, if
Kalim is oblivious, though. Obviously, Kalim is oblivious. Kalim absolutely thinks Lily is only a year older than him. But,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they know about his age. Because, like, obviously, they don't know how old Lilia is.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and Kalim, yeah, I don't know.
Well, the thing is...
I mean, to be fair, would you look at this little 12-year-old looking man and be like, ah, yes, they're about 700?
Okay, well, the thing is, Lilia's in history books, and Mali, as himself, is the next in line, so obviously his birth was very public. Well, true. I mean, maybe. It was and wasn't for spoiler reasons, but I feel like there would have been news from 100 and so years ago saying birth of next heir, and you just go on the internet and you're like, when was Mally born? And they'll be like, wow. So
at least one of the students would look at this and just be like, oh, he must be named after his like great grandfather.
Yeah,
there would be one,
I mean, there's also, I guess maybe there's not any information on him because he is from Briar Valley and they don't use technology.
Yeah, they don't do technology there. So yeah, I mean, they'd have like all of their online resources would be the equivalent of people just making a fandom wiki about them. Like,
yeah. I mean, I could see there being like books and like maybe like a newspaper type thing, like where it's like, the heir of Briar Valley is finally hatched from his egg after his parent. Anyway, so I feel like there was some sort of announcement where it would have been recorded, not necessarily in like internet type fashion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there's a way for them to be like, oh, clippings. So this is, yeah.
Now I'm just picturing Lily like in history class just reading something and being like, that's not how I remember it. Train, are you sure this is right?
Which is canon that Lilia does that.
I know. It's great. It's beautiful. He just messes with people. I'm just remembering the vignette with him and Trey where he was talking about like how the magic pens have changed throughout the year.
Yeah.
Okay, we're really
we should probably talk about...
Back on topic.
Sorry for bringing that up.
Where are we? Okay. He picks...
we're at...
Oh, okay, we kind of backtrack, but essentially... backtracking a bit. I'm on backtrack
talking
here.
About Lilia. Lilia's like...
No,
oh, sorry.
I want to make comments. When Leona is trying to get us all to go, we're like... He tells us, like, I want you guys to win this so I don't have to do my responsibilities. And Vil is like, well, why should I help you? And then Leona's just like, well, there's this spa you want to go to? I'll get you into the royal family access only parts of this spa. They do have this conversation in the beginning.
Wait. We missed one thing before that.
Yeah.
What did we miss?
Because we just finished Lilia.
Vil and I have been together since we started school. That I did write down the full quote.
Oh, I didn't write when that came in there. But yeah,
I
Leona
remember
just bribes us all
that
into
was
going.
Before that. And my Leoville heart was...
I commented on that as a little weird, but then, yeah, you did point out, you're just like, that's not true, because Leona got held back 3 times.
Yes. Yeah. So, okay. 2 things. 1, Leoville. I love it. 2, no, they fucking haven't.
Yeah, we just got those quotes in here.
3 years. Leona's on his like 3rd time repeating his senior year. He's been here 2 years longer than Vil.
Isn't he repeating his
senior? He's a senior.
I thought the seniors were off campus.
Oh, right. Yep, junior. You're right.
Okay. I always just said the numbers, so I had to remember what it was.
Yeah. I don't like it. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Leona's...
The Leoville was strong in this book.
Well,
you okay?
Huh? Well,
okay,
we skipped over the refuse to ask Mally for help, so...
Oh. I was gonna say, we all took our own bullet points, so we are all gonna have things that are missed or things that are added. But I think this happened...
I don't know, I personally didn't feel like that was anything to note, because that just felt super in character for Leona, and...
Yeah.
That was... Anytime they mention Mally, it's like Leona suddenly gets super into like his normal character during this.
But yeah, so Leona's like, Vil, if you come, I'll let you go to the super fancy spa that you want to go to, and I'll get you into the parts that only the royal family can get to. So Vil's just like, okay, I'll come with. And then Lily is just like, because Grimm is like, okay, we'll come with. And Leona's like, no, why would we need you here? You guys are staying home. And Leona's just like, oh, I guess I'll just stay at Ramshackle and party this weekend then. So he's like, fine, you can come. I need you, Lilia.
Yeah.
And I think that's when the malice comment was made. He's like, I'll just say a party at Ramshackle. You can ask Mally for help.
No.
I could be wrong, though.
No, I think that was before. He was explaining why he wanted Lilia.
Oh, right. Yeah, because he was like,
Lilia was like...
Yeah, why not just ask Malice? We have the same training, aka I trained him.
I know.
Yeah.
Just flashbacks to the Bean Fest, like. And them zipping across the screen.
That was so funny.
But yeah, I just wanted to point out that Leona bribed them to come. Except for Jack. Jack didn't need bribery.
Yeah.
Jack was just all right.
This is Twisted Wonderland. Did you expect any other motivation to work?
Yeah.
Nope. Okay, there's one part where Bill is like, where is it? Okay, so Leona's telling him about the Ivory Springs, and Bill finally gives in, and he's like, why, you underhanded ellipses? Fine, I'll join your little sightseeing tour, but you must promise me a good time. And Leona's like, don't worry, I'll show you the time of your life.
Where they start the Leoville.
And then they start making out right there. Sorry.
I don't remember.
You're right though. God, the Leoville vibes this whole event.
I read it more as like they were exes that had like recently broke up kind of thing.
I don't know.
Like they're on and off again, you know? They're like Ross and Rachel. They just...
You know what, actually? If Vil just turned 18 and Leona's... Hold on.
20.
I think he's 20, yeah.
I keep forgetting ages in this game. In my head, they are all just 20. Pretty much the same age.
Vil is 18.
It's legal. It's fine.
Well, it wouldn't have been before. So
we don't know when they got together.
Well, then maybe they were waiting until Vil turned 18. I've actually read a couple fics like that. So, and that is my preferred headcanon for them.
There was silence. I feel like we need to fill silence.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the events. So,
yeah.
He bribes us all to go. Next day, we show up to leave. So we're all at the mirror. It's, Leona, us, Grim, Jack, Lilia, Vil, and then Kalim shows up, and they're like, he invited Kalim, and he's like, no, I did not. And they're like, no, your family invited me. Because he's rich.
Yeah.
And then Jamil is already there, which, again, I get Jamil got responsibilities, but at the same time, I also refuse to believe that he actually trusts Kalim enough to get there by himself.
That is true.
Well, he had guards waiting for him.
True, and it is canon that he gave him a piece of paper where it's like, where are you staying? In all bold letters, where it's just like, this place, do not forget. And it's the same place we're staying.
When they're talking and getting ready to leave, Lilia explains that he left an emergency contact for Mally.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my god, you're so cute.
He's the best dad. I also had a note, Lilia is wearing his PE outfit in this scene, like they should have been through Firelit Sky. Ugh. That still pisses me off.
He is wearing his PE outfit. They do comment on it because Jack's wearing his uniform because he thought he should be dressing like formal. And then Lilia's like, well, I don't do well in the sun, so I wore this. And I don't know what Vil's wearing, but we're going to assume not either of those. I think he's
just wearing his normal uniform.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think... Actually... I don't know, because I feel like Vil was the one that pointed out that Jack was wearing his uniform. And I feel like if he also was wearing his uniform, he wouldn't have been like, why are you wearing that?
Oh, okay. So Vil mentions Lilia's PE attire.
Yeah. Vil is in his normal uniform. He points out Lilia's PE uniform. That's what gets Jack talking about his.
Got it.
And Vil is like, but you made the right choice. We're escorting a member of the royal family to his homeland.
Mm-hmm.
Which I felt was just very passive-aggressive towards Lilia, and like...
It's Vil.
But Lilia doesn't care.
Lilia doesn't care.
I mean, yes, but also, like, was that necessary?
No.
I think it was also more the fact that Lilia's gym uniform is more than the other people, because he has like the long sleeves, the leggings, the shorts, the shirt, the visor, and then it said that he brought an umbrella, a parasol. So like,
no, just
if you're expecting to wear normal things and that shows up, I can understand the like the like side look. I don't necessarily think he needed to like comment on it and then make that little side jab, but I'm like, I get it. Especially, it's just Vil.
Yeah, we've gone on long tirades about how much I hate Vil, and I think he's an asshole, so
he is.
We don't have to do that today.
This one, I don't know, it's just like a lot of tension.
I didn't mind him in this event.
I think by himself, he's okay.
When Rook's not there.
No, not even that. I think it's just he needs to be in a different setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I had mixed feelings towards him this event. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Moving
I had a specific point where I wanted to bring that up. So yes, moving on.
They go through the mirror. They get there. And then they're like, wow. And then Jack's like, so hot. And then he passes out.
Yeah, they make a lot of comments where it's like, it's so hot in here. And they're like, dude, it's fine. And he just keeps making comments. And then he passes out. He gets heat stroke because he makes a lot of comments. He doesn't do well with heat. And I was surprised that Leona was like, I should have remembered that you don't do well with heat. My bad. Like, that's on me. I shouldn't have let you, like, come wearing all those layers. I'm like, Leona.
Yeah.
You're showing care? Didn't know you had it in you.
Leona is actually, like, I literally just watched a video about, all the house wardens. Leona actually is pretty caring about his students, like the students that are under him in Savannah Claw. So that didn't seem super out of place for me. But
I am not in Savannah Claw, so I only see him as the lazy jerk that he is half the time. So
I'm also not in Savannah Claw, but
I know.
Again, I did just
You're
watch
more into
a video
the game
essay
than I am.
about all of the. I'm in Scarabia.
Artemil,
like,
sob.
Leona's. It's so hard because I haven't like read any of the actual like game. Like the main story. I've only read events, so I haven't really seen a lot of Leona, and it's like kind of weird to me, like after reading fanfic where he's like super extra lazy, to see him like be so nice. And like I knew he was nice, I knew he's very caring, because like a lion is usually very caring of the people they're guarding, and he is the top person in his dorm. I expected him to like care for people, but I didn't expect him to like care for people in front of other people who are maybe considered insignificant to him.
We didn't expect him to care in public.
Yeah. Before Jack passes out, Leona explains that his dad's in poor health and is bedridden, and that his brother, I cannot pronounce that, is now King Regent.
Felina.
What is it?
Felina.
Felina.
Yeah.
Which it is
I'm trying to find the spelling of it.
Original Japanese. It's Farina in the original Japanese.
Interesting.
Which I get, R and L make the same sounds, but like Farina just makes more sense to me. So that's how I
Mufasa.
Call him.
Clem's like, I should go and give him my regards because he's a special guest, and
so Clem leaves.
Yeah. Well, though
he's whisked away by the guards.
Yeah, he's whisked away to his hotel. And apparently it's the same hotel we're staying at because it's good accommodations. The best hotel in the city.
Luxury, 5 stars,
Yeah. And then Leona passes,
he passes out. We go to the hotel where Jack is being cared for. Has heat stroke, needs to rest, needs water, all that. Yep. And Leona goes, well, you're off the team because you have heat stroke.
Whoa, you cut out for like
a good
A good 10 seconds there.
What? I cut out? Okay, well, people on the recording probably didn't cut out on the recording. So I'll restart. So Clem gets whisked away. We go to the resort. And then we see where Jack is being helped by the nurses. He's on rest, getting water, all that. And then Leona looks at him and he's like, you are off the bead brawl team because you have heat stroke. You need to rest. Stay in bed. And Jack doesn't like it, but they make him do it anyway. Did you hear that?
Where are you? I'm what? You said they went to the resort? They didn't go to the resort until after.
Or their hotel.
They didn't go to the hotel yet.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
You did.
We meet Kifaji first.
We meet who?
Neji.
Zazu.
Yeah. He comes. He's like, you seem troubled, Prince Leona. And then Leona's like, you. And then Grimm's like, who's this guy? And then Neji helps Jack.
Mm-hmm. And here is where I will talk about my gripe with the translation, more specifically the fandom's reaction to the translation. Because yes, that name change is so dumb. I don't get it. And everybody that I've seen talking about it online says that they changed it because Kifaji translates to food, and they didn't want to broach that topic, except for Kifaji doesn't. Kifaji does not exist. The word Kifaji, Kifaji, does not exist in the Swahili language. I checked multiple Swahili dictionaries. The only place where Kifaji translates to food is Google Translate.
Interesting.
So I don't get why they changed his name.
And
it annoys me. Especially to Neji, which... Sorry, you go ahead.
A random comment, just it might not be Swahili, like it could be a different language, because I know in The Lion King they used like 5 different African languages.
I guess, but the one that everyone was quoting was Swahili.
I mean, fair.
So,
but that was just a random comment, because I remember seeing that. They did not change
Kifaji because it translates to food in Swahili, because Kifaji does not translate to food in Swahili.
Maybe it's more like the pronunciation of it, like when you say it, than the actual spelling.
Maybe.
Like, it could be like reading it, yeah, it doesn't mean this, but if you were to say it, they'd just hear food. I don't know. This is just a random guess here. I obviously don't know the actual reasons.
Yeah. But again, the only place where it translated to that was Google Translate. Everywhere else, it was like the closest was Kipaji with a P instead of an F, and it translated to like knowledge or glory or something. And which, like, yes, that fits for that character. Both of those words fit for that character. So why change the name? And again, specifically to Neji, when we already have a major character named Nej.
Oh, yeah.
To be confusing.
Because why not?
I mean, in life, you're going to meet people who have the same name as you. Like, at my work, there's another Kate in there. And we have...
I've never met anyone with the same name as me.
Same.
Okay. Hold on. Quick little story time. I was told about we were getting a new Kaden, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to assert my dominance. And the first time I meet this new Kaden, I'm walking into my shift. They're already there. And someone is like, oh, this is the new Kaden. And I'm like, hi, I'm Kaden. I'm asserting my dominance over you. That was the first thing out of my mouth when I met them.
I fully believe it. Now, was it spelled the same way, or were they Kaden with a K?
I was gonna T-pose over them, but I wasn't quite sure if I should. But yeah, I said that, and then I clocked in and walked onto the floor and left them to their break.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, but we've kind of like it's so much fun working with them. We're kind of on the same wavelength. It's hard because people will be like, Kaden, and we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
you are just one. Kaden, you are one in the same.
Yeah, and then someone was going with Caden 1 and Caden 2, and I was like, we need to get Thing 1 and Thing 2 shirts.
Yes. Get the little beads.
Yeah. Caden has decided to go by Spider for purposes of helping out. They also just find it as a cool name. I was like, yeah, that is cool. Because I tried to let everyone know they could call me Cade, but they've been calling me Caden for 8 months now, so kind of hard for them. But yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm also not done with my rant.
Oh,
because
okay.
this is where I said I was going to rant about just the translation as a whole.
Yeah, continue.
Why the fuck did they change the name of the event? Tamashina-Mina is such a better name than cloud calling.
It's because Americans don't understand things, so we need easy names. Like Philosopher's Stone versus Sorcerer's Stone.
But that I can't understand. I don't... It's already... Like... It sounds more like... I feel like this is almost stereotyping, but like that just sounds more like something that they would call it in a place inspired by Africa than
No, like I get that. I personally don't like see why they feel the need to change names and stuff like that, but I do know that is something common for them to change the American names.
I do understand because that is a very Japanese word in a German/Norwegian inspired place. But like I don't get Tamashina-Mina to cloud calling.
I don't know. I just know it happens a lot. Like one of the games we play, we know it as Spot It. And then when I went to Ireland, everything there said Dobble. And then I learned that it is called Dobble literally everywhere else except for America and Canada because they didn't think the Americans and Canadians would understand that it is a play on the word double because you're matching pairs in the game.
Yeah.
So I now only refer to it as Dobble, and I really confuse people when I'm like, oh, do you want to play this? And they're like, what's that game? Spot It. You want to play Spot It? Okay. So yeah, like I do know that's something common to do, that it'll be called something literally everywhere in the world, and then America. Maybe Canada.
But it's not like that. It's the same for the entire international release. It's all cloud calling. So it's everywhere but Japan.
Well, Japanese people get to be special, and they get the fun names.
Yeah. I don't know. And then there's also... Should I talk about the translation of the game? Because the games are actually pretty... At least, like, when it is explained, it's explained very differently.
What do you mean?
I'll wait until we get into the game.
Okay. You're just trying to think what they would change.
Whatever.
Bead Brawl? They've already mentioned that in here, so you can talk about that if you want.
We haven't talked about like the mechanics of it, so
okay. I was gonna say we have mentioned it because I see Bead Brawl ? In like my 4th bullet point.
Yeah.
I mean, I started off the bullet points and I didn't really. Well, I kind of talked about it. I said it was a team sport.
Yeah.
Where you wrestle with the magic.
Okay. That is the pause of my rant on the bullshit translations of this event. We can continue on. Sorry for taking up so much time.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
So Jack goes off because, he's like, I want to do it. And they're like, no. And he's like, but please. And they're like, but no. Rest. Yeah, go bed rest in your fancy hotel room, Jack.
See, I don't mean to interrupt again, but like, I've had heat stroke before, and I was good to go within like an hour.
No, literally.
I had heat stroke, and I was forced to go to a cheer competition because they did not want to leave an 8-year-old in a hotel room.
I didn't have that. We were just at a theme park, or not a theme park, an amusement park, but like I fainted in one of the line rides, went and sat in the medic station for like a half hour, and then had a piece of watermelon, and then was good to go.
Oh, no, that didn't happen to me. We were at Disney. I remember I wanted to buy one of the parasols in France, and Mom said I could. And then we never bought the parasol, and I was so mad about that. And then I ended up, like, not drinking any water that day, and I got so, like, lightheaded and dizzy, I ended up sobbing in Epcot, and then we went home, and then we had to go to a cheer competition that night.
I was just at our local amusement park, the one we have here.
Yeah.
I have never fainted
fun.
during Disney. I'm terrified too.
I have never
because y'all know
fainted, I think. I blacked out once when I was sick, but I don't think that was a faint because it only lasted like 2 seconds. Just enough for me to get on the kitchen floor, you know?
So I actually faint quite often.
Oh, that's not fun. Don't do that.
I don't do it anymore. It was more an issue when I was a kid, but it still happened quite a bit.
I remember fainting from heat stroke at daycare and then forgetting 2 whole days and then having to go through a bunch of tests because I couldn't remember anything.
Oh, no.
Well then.
That was, I don't know how to explain how much fun that was, but it was also really expensive. So don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not the sentence I was expecting to come out of your mouth. I forgot 2 whole days. I can't begin to describe how fun that was, but...
Oh, but like all the tests were so fun. They'd be like, okay, what's the last thing you remembered? I'll be like, I went outside to go play on the slide. And they were like, okay. And then what next? And I was like, I don't know. And then they hooked me up to like a machine with a bunch of wires. And they kept asking me, I think it was like a lie detector. I'm not gonna lie. But they were also like checking my brain activity. And
yeah, I was gonna
like,
say, I should know what that machine is called because of the amount of medical shows we watch. Like, I just watched House before this. The only thing I can think of is EKG, but that does not sound right. I'll Google it.
I don't know. I was like 8 when it happened.
EKG machine.
That was fun. But I was perfectly fine. I just forgot.
That tests your heart, I think. Yeah, that tests your heart. Brainwave machine.
I got a CAT scan. That was fun.
Well, we'll
it's
talk more about
EEG.
why I'm pissed about the way they treated Jack in this event. We can keep going.
I was a letter off. You were probably on an EEG machine. That's what measures the brain waves.
Okay, so Jack's off the bead brawl team. And then...
Leona just goes get Kalim.
Kind of, yeah.
And Zazu forbids it.
Why don't we just do it?
Because we're weak. But again, when they're literally spending this whole time going like, Kalim is gonna be like our worst player. He's like, he's just here because we need a third. Yeah, why didn't they just have us do it?
Yeah. Well, no, Leona literally says at one point that Kalim is better than picking you. Again, direct quote, which I fully have in my notes. Well, fuck you too, Leona.
I'm reading.
I mean, fair. Stamina-wise, Kalim probably would be a better choice than me, but...
I mean, yeah.
I don't think you should do that and then say how he's gonna be a horrible choice this whole time.
It's because picking you... And we know nothing of this world.
Which is bullshit. We've been here for several months at this point. And also, what does our awareness of the world have to do with our ability in a fighting tournament?
Yeah. Like, I've been fighting these goddamn overblockbusters for months.
Can
you tell me? I don't know shit.
Though.
That is true. They literally know how good we are at fighting. We have fought against these guys.
Yeah, it's like I've literally fought like half of you here. What do you mean I can't win in a fight?
I hate
fought them and won. We have fought Leona and won. Like, yes, there were other people supporting us using magic, but like still.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't about magic. This is about fists. Yeah. And I can sure as hell punch you, Leona, so let's get to work.
You're not allowed to punch people in this event.
Yeah.
Which is how I would not be good at it. Like, it's literally grab the beads or dodge. Like, those are your only attempts. Which I think
it's like
lame.
Like flag football.
I should basically be able to punch someone.
Ew.
As someone who has done a total of 1 Taekwondo tournament that was really just a minor step up from practice because I went to a very bad dojo. It's not even called a dojo in Taekwondo. I forgot what it is called. Dojang. There it is. I should be able to punch someone or kick them. But kicking specifically is not allowed because we'll get onto that.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yes, that was very rude. They are all very rude to us for several chapters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have a screenshot of what Leona says to us later, but we'll get to that. But yeah.
Okay. Next is outfits.
Yes.
Oh,
I put the little sparkly emojis.
You're missing.
What am I missing? Oh yeah, I missed the best bullet point. Leona's like, get Kalim, we'll have him fight. And Zazu's like, absolutely not. Like, he is an important guest. Like, you can't have him be getting injured, all of this. Zazu loses this fight. We get Kalim. And Leona looks at him, and he's just like, you can participate. But let's not tell Jamil until you're in the ring, okay? It'll be a surprise. We don't want to worry him. It's literally just...
he says, don't even tell him until you get back.
Yeah, it's just... Which was Jamil at that event? I want to know, because I would assume he is, because Kalim was supposed to be there. But again, how did this dude
because they literally talk about him being in the stands.
Yeah, how did this dude not see Kalim step in the ring and just, like, immediately bolt down there? Like...
True.
How?
He's probably like... I actually want to see how this turns out.
Like, he might be thinking that, but he's probably also going, I'm gonna lose my... I'm gonna get killed. It's like... Oh, no. Dude's life is flashing before his eyes, like...
Okay, you know how in... Fuck, I don't want to bring this up. Okay, in Harry Potter, when they're playing Quidditch...
Yeah.
And Snape is... supposedly being the bad guy, but he's actually protecting him with magic, right?
Yes, he's doing the counter
That's probably
curse.
what's happening. And then we get their outfit change.
Outfit change!
Actually, there's one more thing that I want to mention.
Okay.
When Leona and Kifaji, I'm going to continue calling him Kifaji, I'm not sorry, are having their little... Huh?
I said I will call him Zazu. It's just what he is.
That's fair. When they're having their fight, or after, I think it's Lilia says, like, I've never seen Leona speak this much in one go. We literally heard him talk more than in that fight 2 chapters ago.
Yeah. Lilia just probably wasn't paying attention, you know?
I mean,
Lilia just wanted to be a little savage.
Boy. Anyway, now we can talk about outfits. I love Lilia.
Let me Google their outfit.
Lilia looks so cute.
Cloud
He's in like hot pink, and I love it.
Outfits.
I can just send you.
Surprisingly, if you Google cloud calling outfits, you get a bunch of people dressed up as clouds.
Wow, who would have thought?
Wow. Here, I can send them. Actually, I don't want to.
I feel like I got one of the cards for this event, but I do not remember.
I know I got the ones that are like...
Because I didn't play the story, so it was like one of the, like, I drew for this one. I want to say I got Leona.
Who did I get? I know I got the ones for the story, because I, like, speed ran the story.
Yeah.
But Cookie's deciding
Man, Zazu
that...
really looks like Zazu. Like... You can definitely see who that character is.
Based on Zazu. There's Lilia.
Okay.
He looks like such a little vampire. I think if I saw him, I'd be like, are you a vampire?
He is a vampire. That's just...
He's a bat
This event basically confirmed to me that he is a vampire because he makes comments about only wanting to drink things that are red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like how Kalim's making a little rar pose, like...
Yeah, he's so cute. Okay, so that's all of their main ones. They do have slightly different ones where they, like, take off the big overcoat. Mm-hmm. Do we want to see that, or...
I don't care.
Doesn't Leona... Why does Leona's eyes look like that? Like, he's like... Oh, okay, Leona. By the way, I have 2 monitors. Both of them are 24 inches, and one right now has the cloud calling, like, where we are, and the other just has a zoomed up picture of Leona's cloud calling event just to his face.
Fair
okay,
enough.
I only took 2 notes on the outfits because I didn't have any major opinions on Kaleem and Vil. And my 2 notes were Lilia looks so cute. He looks amazing in hot pink, and they need to incorporate more pink in his outfits because he's usually wearing purple and green.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is just, keep in mind, fully lesbian, taken. I might get the Leona hype now.
Honestly, though, I think Leona is the card I got for this event, and I was just like, because I was pulling for Kaleem, and I got this card, and I'm like, I'm good with that. I did not mean to stutter through that sentence that much. I just had to like swallow mid-sentence. Because I'm trying not to cough.
Especially Leona's groovy. Hang on, let me send his groovy.
I have not seen the groovy.
Isn't he like, oh my god. Why is he so hot? Hold on, I'm sending this to Sunny.
I just want to know why there's fire around him.
There's his groovy. I also love the little Lilia in the background. He's so cute. But like, I might get the Leona hype now.
I just want to know why there's fire in the first picture.
Why, it's just to look cool. Oh,
why is Scar on fire?
I just noticed the little hidden Mickey.
Wait, what?
And the water droplets on the steering wheel and his groovy.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that.
I love that.
I love all the hidden Mickeys in this game.
I'm gonna like search the other pictures now.
I'm trying to look at his twinky little waist, and there's a Mickey right next to it.
Okay, so if you go on the other one, on the handle of the like throne he's on the left, on the one that he's leaning on. What about Kaleem?
There it is.
Do you get one too?
I see it. They probably all do. There's hidden Mickeys in basically all the art for this game.
I did not know that. My favorite comment.
I love them.
My favorite comment about the outfits is that Kaleem's outfit was made for Jack, and they had to magically shrink it, and they specifically comment on the fact that he was drowning in it before they shrunk it with magic. And I want a picture of that. I just want to see the clothes like 5 sizes too big on him. Like, I'm not finding a hidden Mickey.
Hang on, I should just keep the height chart up when we're recording, because we know that Jack is like literally the second tallest character in the game. Let me check how tall. Kaleem is one of the shorter ones. He's actually like. Yeah, he's the next one after Riddle.
I love that.
I want to see that. Also, I'm not seeing a hidden Mickey in Kaleem's photo, so it might just be the SSRs.
It might be just the groovy art.
Well, no, because I found one on the one with fire. His not groovy.
For the SRs though, it might just be the groovy art.
Oh, okay. I thought. Okay, yeah.
I don't know. Not important. We can keep going.
Yeah, outfits, we discussed them.
My next note is just, here come all the Lion King references.
Hakuna Matata. Random. For my 21st birthday, my friend got me a shot glass that said, Akuna my vodka. It means no memories.
Yeah. Well, Hakuna Matata, they talk about the circle of life with the fountain.
They mentioned people drinking the hibiscus tea, or not the hibiscus tea. It was specifically another fruit that I did not write down.
The baobab tree?
Yeah, which was supposedly the fruit that they did the Simba.
The thing that they...
The marking.
They talk about Rafiki, which I was very upset that Jack wasn't there for, considering he is Rafiki.
True. Yeah, that's kind of rude. Heather. Random comment on the models, this beautiful dialogue. They're commenting on Vil's outfit, and Combs just like, you look like a model. And Vil's just like, what do you mean like?
Like?
He's like, I am a model, dude.
Okay. Yeah. And then from there, we go into the first chunk of food-related content.
It's all food.
Which I sped right through because Yana Toboso and her hyperfixation on food.
I get it. They're showing a culture. They want to explain what the food is. But half the time they have a whole book dedicated to it.
And
60% of it is fruit, which I get. But I feel like there's been some repeat fruits that I'm like, honestly,
there definitely wasn't as much in this event as there was in, I think, Firelit Sky has been the worst so far. Maybe Harvestin, but I was a bit more open to the Harvestin foods because it was a lot of baked goods, which is stuff that I already know I like.
I haven't played Harvestin, but I remember there being a lot in the, I want to say Glorious Masquerade, but that doesn't sound right. The Frollo event.
It was Glorious Masquerade, and I don't think there was as much. We just talked about it a lot because every food they brought up, I can't have.
Yeah, but yeah, like
it was the two things I am allergic to. It was cheese and grapes.
Yeah, but they always do a lot of chapters about here's what the food is like, and I really only remember the Firelit Sky. It did seem very similar, but at the same time, they do comment that they are very similar lands. In the sense they're both like deserts. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
One of the things I did comment on for the food, their like main source of carbs, so like instead of pasta or rice is steamed bananas. And I think I would die. That just sounds so wrong to me. I'm sure if someone actually like prepared it and, you had, like the meat toppings and stuff, I'm sure I could manage it, but that sounds like a horrible texture taste nightmare to me.
I kind of want to try it. I mean,
like if someone gave it to me, I would try it. I can already tell you I would not like it.
Yeah, okay. I got really upset because when they're talking about the drinks, everybody else is getting that blended drink, and then Kifaji looks specifically at us and goes, "What do you want?" I'm fully ready to say, "Just get me a water," because I don't like smoothie texture. And then Leona fucking pressures us into getting the drink, which I don't want.
Oof, so I just skimmed, so I didn't catch that.
I fully, my own headcanon is I just looked at Kifaji and said, "No, just get me a water. Ignore him." But still.
That's fair.
The conversation is, I'm getting something else. Grim says, what? Now I'm starting to doubt my choice. Leona's like, oh, don't drag this out. Just get the mixed drink. It's honestly not bad. Do as you're told.
You did not say that.
Just if you know what's good for you. I'm getting a water. I'm sorry, Leona. I know you're a prince here. I am getting a water.
I know, right?
I will not compromise my sensory issues for you.
I probably would have
Unless you want me having a tantrum right here, right now in this market, I'm getting a water.
I will start crying. I will start crying right now. They do talk about it, about water. We kind of skipped over it, but they talk about the fountain and the reason why it's up.
Yeah.
Because Simba was born.
Yeah. No, because Chico was born.
Chica, aka
Simba.
But also, yeah. No, they do. They talk about it, but I can't find it.
One of the things
I
did
already
comment
talked about
on
it when you were talking about the whole stuff with the politic, all the political stuff.
We also kind of mentioned the fountain because I said that I had put a gift in my notes and it didn't send. How dare it? But I will say, one of the things that I liked that they remembered it was they're all getting the drinks and they're like, what does Kalim want? And he's just like, I don't think I can drink anything because Jamil's not here.
No, he only says,
which is so valid.
He only says, and then...
Yeah, and then Kifaji offers to taste test for the day. For the day.
And
which
Leona's
was yes.
Yeah.
But I liked that they remembered that because I feel like a lot of the other events, it would have just been like, oh yeah, I'll get what everyone else is getting.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure... I don't know.
The other events have had Jamil
Playful.
with him, so that I've read.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished Playful Land, but
I have not even started.
So I don't know how they treat it in that one, but I do think he specifically doesn't go with the group who are getting food because he doesn't want to have somebody taste his food for him.
But yeah, I just like that they remembered that and pointed that out, and that they were even I don't mind because I'd probably be taste testing Leona's food anyway, which I doubt that Leona would actually let him do that. But the fact that that Zazie was probably just saying that to make Kalim feel better, it's the same thing our prince is eating. I assure you, it will not be poison.
Yeah,
I liked that. That made me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Leona's sentence right after Clem says kind of makes me think that Neji's already going to be taste testing it. So, yeah.
Just because he doesn't mean Leona likes it.
No. He definitely doesn't. But he's just like, I'm a prince here and I'm drinking it. You've got nothing to worry about. So I am assuming that he knows it's already going to be taste tested.
Now I'm just realizing how easy it would be to poison Leona at school. Because he just eats like whatever Ruggy gives him. Like, and I don't think Ruggy would only be
poison Leona?
Ruggy would only be taste testing his food in the sense of I want to eat his food. Like Ruggy would just use that as an excuse to eat Leona's food.
Yeah.
Random comments. Also, them saying
that
they
better
should
be what you come to our podcast for. We've said it several times now.
For what? Huh?
Our tangents.
Yeah.
That's what we all know. That's why you're listening to us, because
who knows why people listen to us?
There's not a single Twist Talks episode without them.
It wouldn't be Twist Talks if we didn't tangent.
That needs to be like a button now. Wouldn't be Twist Talks without tangents, and it's in the sparklies.
I got you. Hold on. Okay. You guys keep talking. Okay. Oh, by the way, I added another emote in case you're wondering. This one is Kurel with a good boy sign.
Added another emote and where and why should they join that place, Kaden?
I added another emote in our beautiful Discord server, which and why you should join. Hold on. Okay.
Yes, I'm making you do this plug every episode now.
You should join because Wonder gave me this cute little task. We get our Discord up to 50 people, and no, unfortunately, bots don't count.
Nor do we. I'm not counting us either.
No! No! I will be hosting a live event where I read Wonder's only Twist fanfic. Yippee! Woo! I wonder. I think you said I couldn't record it, so.
Yes.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Also, random comment. We are over an hour.
Oh
yeah, we have 10 minutes and then I'll have to leave. Y'all can keep recording if we don't finish by then, but I gotta duck out because Kicked streaming and
fair.
I need my daily dose of serotonin.
Valid. Okay, back to the bullet points. They go to take pictures because they're like, oh, we should take pictures for everyone. And Vil makes a comment that he doesn't normally take pictures for free, but all right.
Yeah.
I'm like, Vil, you're so extra.
He has to send Rook something.
Yeah, he's like, I guess I'll send Rook something. But like, just the comment where it's like, let's take a selfie, and Vil's like, I don't normally do this for free. But fine. I'm like, dude, chill.
Sir, these are your school friends.
I know.
Just take the picture.
I'm like, dude, chill. You do not have to do that.
I understand him, though.
I mean, me too, but like, I don't take selfies, but like, sir, these are your friends from school. Just take the goddamn picture.
Take the picture. Bullet points. Lilia makes a comment that he's only drinking the hibiscus tea because it is red. He did ask for tomato juice first. They don't have tomatoes there. At least not the juice. But yeah. So Lilia only drinks red things, and Vil asks him, he's like, do you only drink tomato juice because it is red? And Lilia's just kind of like, it's a possibility.
I love him.
We love Lilia.
So silly, goofy.
Another food thing they had was sour crepes, which made me uncomfortable. And Vil tries it first and absolutely hates it, and then they try it with the spicy meat like you were supposed to, and he's like, okay, fine, it's good like this. Like, I should have listened. Then they go to shopping, and they see diamond rings, and they're like, oh, this is a real diamond, this is good quality. And Kalim's like, oh, this is nice, I'm gonna buy it. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm sure Jamil would love getting such an expensive gift. And he's like, yeah, Jamil will get one too. They're like, what do you mean too? He's like, I'm gonna get one for everyone in Scarabia. These real diamond rings. Yep. And they're just like, oh gosh. They're like, this kid really does not care about money. And then he turns and looks at another booth, and he's like, ooh, or these glass beads are also pretty. Maybe I'll get them these instead. They're nice and colorful. And Vil's just like, Okay, so it's just shiny things. He doesn't care about the price or the quality. It's just shiny. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Noted. he's so real for that.
Because Lilia asked, but Lilia's like, and here I thought you were only interested in luxury brands, and Vill's like, well, brand names aren't important, quality is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Which
Vill likes
true.
his quality.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, okay, so before Clem moves to the colorful rings, Grimm's like, are you going to get me a souvenir too?
Yep.
And Clem's like, sure thing, I'll get something for everyone. And then he sees the colorful rings and he's like, oh my god, these are even shinier, I'll get these instead. And then Grimm's just like, I almost got me a diamond ring.
Yeah.
He's kind of sad about it.
He's just like, dang it. Grimm's just going, you know how many things of tuna I could have gotten with that?
Mm-hmm.
Lily is talking about the souvenirs he's gonna get everyone, and he straight up says he's gonna get Silver and Sebek the same thing so they don't fight.
Yep.
These children, they're really just all his sons. That's so real.
He says he's gonna get Mally a t-shirt at first, and he's like, actually, no.
Because he got him something on the last trip. He got him a shirt on the last trip.
He got him a t-shirt, yeah.
So he's like, I can't do it. I can't repeat.
Yeah.
So then they go to the spa, and their bus breaks down. And the bus driver's like, oh no, how am I gonna fix this? I gotta make my living and all this. And Kaleem just goes, oh, I'll just buy you a bus. I can get you a new bus.
Yeah.
And they're like, Kaleem, no. You don't know this man. And he's like, but he needs the bus. This is how he makes his living. I'll get him a bus. And they're like, I mean, I guess if Zazu, employed him to drive us around, I'm sure he's at least, trustworthy enough. But don't go buying people buses, dude. And he does it anyway. Bus driver is super grateful. Then they walk to the palace because bus is broken.
So we gotta find another way to get to...
Yeah, we gotta find another way to get to the spa.
And Leona's like, oh, let's go to my home. And everyone's like, yippee, Leona's home.
And then we got little Chica running away from all his guards. Love him. So cute.
Oh my god. Okay, this is so cute. So Chica comes running in, Clem's like, your family's here, I should go and say hello. Leona's like, no, don't. And then Chica just runs out of nowhere and is like, Uncle Leona. Uncle Leona. And Leona's like, gah. And then we're like, Unk?
Except for, I don't know why why, I get why everyone else is, but not us, like MC
we're
specifically.
already aware of
because
this.
we've seen this before. We've met this child before.
Well, we have, Grimm's like, I feel like we've seen him before. And we could either say, I remember, or really?
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I said I remember because I did.
I would remember meeting the little child.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's this adorable little kid going up to this moody teenager. Oh, not teenager. Moody young adult. And just being like, man. Come play with me. Let's play hide and seek. He's like, I will not do that. Let's go play. Please.
And Bill, calls attention to it. He's like, oh, man, what an innocent child.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. What a little child. So sweet and naive. Apparently, one of the threats that they do for the kids, Zazu, is like, if you don't listen, you're gonna have to sing. And that makes them listen, and they're like, what? And they're just like, Leona's like, no, trust me, this is a real punishment. He makes you sing the most boring, annoying songs. You will be
So
dying.
We all agree that it's Lovely Bunch of Coconuts, right? Is what he's talking about.
I don't
I
remember
forgot
what it
about
sounds
that.
but probably.
I don't even remember how it goes. I
it.
just remember that that's a scene in the movie in Lion King.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I saw this at an unspecified time in an unspecified location. I don't know how you want to edit that.
You
but
recently saw the Lion King show.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Recently.
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
I have seen it. That's what we'll say.
Yeah.
So the scene where Zazu's, being held captive by Scar, and Scar's like, sing something for me, entertain me. And Zazu starts singing that "It's a Small World" after, because everyone hates that.
Yep.
That's what I was fully expecting. They have that scene in the play, and he's like, sing something for me. Let it go.
No.
I'm like, no.
Oh, God.
I'm like, how dare you?
I've only. Who was that?
I know, it's not me.
I just finished all of my tea that I had from work, and I'm so sad.
Very sad.
I needed to make sure I got all of it. By the way, I don't know if it's picked up for you guys, but it's definitely picked up for my recording. So I've just been like slurping.
Okay. I was gonna say that's like the first time I've heard it. Yeah.
Because I'm closer to the mic. Anyway, move on.
Also another random comment from the play. If someone could answer this question for me, because it's people in animal costumes. The person who plays Zazu is wearing like a blue suit, and he has a bird puppet on his arm. We were all under the impression that Zazu was the bird puppet. And then during the song, I Can't Wait to Be King, Simba steals the puppet from him. And then the actor is running around going, give me Zazu back.
It's probably just a joke.
We're like...
It's probably just a joke.
Yeah, I get it. And then also, after, the scene... After that, because the whole elephant graveyard, and Zazu's talking to Mufasa, and he's like... Mufasa's joking that he's gonna be fired from this, and he like turns the bird on himself, and like he's just like, this is your fault, and then the bird is like attacking him, and I'm just like, I'm so confused right now.
Again, probably just jokes, because you can make those sorts of jokes when it's puppets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My sister and I were just looking at this, and we're just like, which one of them is Zazu? Is it the puppet or the man?
Am I a Muppet?
I didn't hear what you said.
Wait. Perfect time for this, by the way.
Oh, God.
I'm scared. Love it.
Because I made this in the last thing we recorded, and that won't go up before this. Our Discord has beautiful emotes such as Muppet Kalim and Muppet Jamil.
They're beautiful, and really caught me off guard the first time I saw them, as you will hear in that recording. Oh gosh.
No.
It gets worse.
No,
okay, we're scrolling back to the bullet points.
Why do you do this specifically to me? Specifically to me. Why do you do this?
Okay. Hey guys, we're running out of time. We're taking too long. Back to this. On track. Okay, so we learned that the palace guards are mainly women because lionesses are the ones that do the hunting. We learned Leona can drive, and apparently people are really surprised by this. I don't know why.
Can we go back to the Lady Knights for a second? Because I just want you all to know that I'm so down bad for any Lady Knight that I literally just have Lady Knights written in all caps. Again, these are handwritten notes.
Love.
Yeah. I wrote Lady Knights all in capital letters.
You're so real for that.
My handwritten notes. Huh?
I said you're so real for that.
I say that as if I literally don't wield a sword myself. But like,
you are a Lady Knight.
Women with swords pretty.
Very true.
You know what this if you is a female you or female presenting you, why does Leona treat us like this?
True. Because... I think that's the whole reason they made the you for book 2 them presenting.
Yes. I love seeing TikToks, by the way, where they have, it's an edit and they have the one panel with you where she's like moving her coat and she's got boobs and we're like, female you. Anyway.
I haven't seen that. Hang on. Continue.
You
No. I'll look it up. You keep going.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, Leona can drive, and we're all trying to figure out where we all want to sit. And
also random for one again. I don't know
there
why.
It is. Okay.
I don't know why they're so surprised that Leona has a license, but they're commenting on it, and Lily is like, "Oh yeah, I can also drive," and Leona's like, "Oh, you have a license?" And he's like, "I don't remember,
maybe,
but I can drive." He's like, "You're going in the back seat."
Yeah, that's part of like figuring out where everyone sits. And Leona's like, "Well, this car only has room enough if we have Grim sit on someone's lap, and well, I guess that leaves Neji without a seat. So bye."
Later.
And he's like, "Oh, you did this on purpose."
Of course we did.
Yeah, obviously.
Also, I found it very interesting that, in the movie, they have the elephant graveyard. It's a scary place. You don't go there. Littered with hyenas, all this, like, that's the one part in the Pride Land we don't go to. Welcome to Ivory Springs, the beautiful spa resort. I'm like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm. That is another translation thing that I actually didn't know about until pretty much we started recording. It's the elephant graveyard in Japanese. They still call it the elephant graveyard.
Interesting. Imagine going to a spa called the elephant graveyard.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. But they're not allowed into the, like, hot springs. Like, that's only a royal family
I was
thing,
going to say they are because they're with the royal family, but...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which also, I can't believe we missed out on a whole fucking...
Yeah. That's
how
one of my
dare
notes.
they?
Why didn't we get to see the hot springs?
Huh? What?
One of my notes is why didn't we get to see the hot springs?
Oh.
Yeah. They just, like, Leona leads them in, and then we're at the next chapter, and they're already out of the hot spring.
Yeah.
No hot spring scene. No hot spring scene.
Not gonna lie, I just kind of assumed the reason they skipped that is because the hot springs probably would have been a no-close place, so they're just like, we're just not gonna address that at all.
That's true. Because that's how hot springs are in Japan.
Yeah, and I know when we went to Belgium, we went to a spa, and it was like completely saunas there, but half of the spa was like completely no clothes. So we obviously did not go to that part, but they were telling us, they're like, there's a lot more like pools and saunas and stuff you can go to. You just can't wear your swimsuit. So I just kind of assumed it was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got PTSD from that. I got ear infections and my ear was plugged for like 2 weeks.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, made being in Europe very miserable. Don't recommend. It was fun until the next day.
Considering that it's a royal family only thing, I feel like they don't have rules like that.
That's
true.
Like, ain't fair.
Maybe like, well, you're here with the royal family. Well, the royal family's in charge, so I guess like you do whatever the fuck you want.
Fair. It's probably more a recommendation.
Yeah.
Like, we strongly recommend this, but technically we can't enforce anything with you.
Yeah. And before we even get into the hot springs, Grim, what is it fucking doing? Oh, Grim finds a pot placed in the middle of a stream, which they're using to
How did I not make a note on that?
Food. More food.
I ignored that because, yay, more food.
Oh,
yeah.
Fair.
We don't have to talk about it. Speaking of, I'm going to send pictures of the last of my notes, and then I'm going to head out.
I was going to say, don't you have to go?
Yeah. So I'll send y'all pictures of my notes. Most of it is just screaming about Leoville at this point. But yeah.
Yeah, we thought this was going to be a nice, quick episode.
Obviously not.
We were wrong.
We went on too many tangents. We have to hurry this up.
Okay, there you go. There are my notes.
We need to start having like a limit for tangents. Bye.
Okay.
Did they send the notes?
It probably is just taking a second to load.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm in general, so that's where I assume they'd be sending them, but we shall see.
Yeah. Pictures take a second.
That's fair. But yeah, so Pot, Grim falls into it, as you do.
Yeah. Or he almost falls into it.
Almost gets cooked alive. I'm surprised I didn't make a note on that, but yeah, that was just kind of like a really weird thing that they're just like, let's just have Grim fall into some boiling water, but okay.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to like figure out why they're like putting food in a hot spring, and he's like trying to get it out, and then he almost falls in.
Fair. So yeah, they have the spa. For how much they had Bill talk about it and being like, this is the only reason I'm here, they really didn't do much at the spa. He buys a bunch of skincare products after.
Yeah, he's talking a bunch about it. He's like, oh, I'm getting some for everyone. And he mainly is just focusing on his products, which is fine.
I think he gets like one thing. He gets like a face mask for everyone in the dorm. And then he's like, okay, on to me. I will take one of everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which I mean, valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do some tourist shopping after that. I thought it was really cute that Lilia found the pennant and was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I can get one for Mally. I haven't been able to get one for him for so long. I'm going to get one for Silver and Sebek. And then he goes to buy it and the shopkeeper's like, oh, I'm sorry. That's just decor. Like,
yeah.
Which I get, but at the same time, I was a little surprised that the dude didn't offer to sell it to him. Like, we don't have 3, but you can buy that one if you really want to. Because, like, Lily was, like, flat out sobbing. He's just like, oh, no.
I do get it, though, because, like, I'm not going to sell the core. First of all, I don't know how much it's worth.
True.
Second of all, considering how Lily is talking about it and how they're not being sold anymore, I assume it's probably worth a ton because it's
well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. That he's like, oh yeah, you could have it for $500, 1,000.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of that's kind of like the reason why I'm like a little surprised he didn't try to sell it to him, but at the same time I can completely get being like, no, I'm not gonna sell you my clock. Like what the heck?
Yeah.
But yeah, very sad because he got so excited. They make a comment that because he decides on getting coasters for them because they drink a lot of coffee and Diasomnia. Except for Sebek. Sebek doesn't like to drink coffee, so he just pretends. I thought that was so
Makes
funny.
Sense.
Like, dude, just drink tea. I'm just wondering how he's pretending to drink coffee in a way that, like, Lily is pointing out. Like, does he just, like, take fake sips and, like, splash it at a plant, like, every time someone looks away?
No, I don't. He's too dignified for that. He probably just pretends to take sips and he's like, oh, it got cold. I don't want to drink it cold.
He would just force it down, like... Malice makes some comment that he hasn't drunk his coffee and he just like looks at him and chugs the entire cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lily is giving Kaleem a brief explanation on how to fight, and it's literally him just going, just go bang, zoom, pow, and making like sound effects, and Kaleem's like, oh yeah, okay, I got it, and Bill's like, do you really think that's gonna work? And they both look at him and they're just like, that's how I learned to play the drums. They're like, it worked for teaching him the drums. Fair.
I see. I'm like reading as he does because it's the part where I didn't get to.
Oh yeah, okay. I was like, why are you getting so quiet? I don't want to be talking over you, but yeah, this is where you left off. So
yeah. Speaking of. Yeah, just a reminder, I did not read it all because life is busy and life hates me. So.
I speed read this entire thing yesterday, so that's fair. So they get home, they get back to their resort, and they're having a barbecue, and it turns out to be an all-meat barbecue. Villa's upset with this because this is not a balanced meal, and Leona is essentially just going like, sucks to be you. Zazu did make some vegetarian options for us, and Leona's annoyed with that because how dare you ruin my plans. I do think Vil ends up eating mainly, like, just the meat, because that was what was laid out, but, like, they do address that. They have, like, they were saying it's, like, you got literally every animal, you got some seafood. You have Grim, who's eating lobster, shell and all. Everyone's looking at him horrified, and then there's Kalim, who's just like, does that taste good? I want to try it that way. And Leona's just like, for Jamil's sake, no. You are not allowed to do that. Which I found so funny.
I'm trying to catch up to where you are.
Like, in the bullet points, or like speed reading the event right now?
Speed reading the event right now.
But yeah, I just found it funny that he's just like, for Jamil's sake, no.
Think of poor Jamil.
I know.
I am thinking of poor Jamil, and I would like to munch on this right now.
We find out that their coffee is spicy. Has like chili powder in it. They do dancing, they party. Then Leona's like, okay, big day tomorrow. Everyone go home, get some rest, go sleep. And then we all wake up to screeching. And we go to the room and we're like, what are you doing? And it's Kalim and Lilia who are going, we're having a sleepover. We started with cards and then a pillow fight. And then we decided to start singing. And Vil's just telling them to shut up so he can get his beauty sleep. And then Leona comes and tells them to shut up too. And they're like, see, you were loud enough to wake Leona. And he's like, I wasn't even in bed yet. I was about to fall asleep. And then I heard this. Everyone is going to bed now. And Lily's complaining because he's a creature of the night. How can you expect him to go to bed now? As far as I know, he does. Or they're at least quiet. No, I think we stay and play cards with them or something. I know there was an option about us playing cards with them, but I don't remember whether or not we did or if Leona's like, absolutely not. Everyone in bed now. New message. Oh, there are the notes. Quick read about these. Sebek versus Coffee returns. Yeah, they make a lot of jokes about Mouse being a lizard because with the coasters, you know, they got a bird for Silver and you got a alligator crocodile thing for Sebek, and he's like, I don't know what to get what Malice. And Leona's like, just get him a lizard, that's close enough. So then they joke about Mouse having a souvenir handpicked by Leona.
Leona's hairstyle has lore.
Yeah,
I just missing my speed reading this.
What? I don't remember the hairstyle having lore.
Wait, is that before?
It's a little after. So now we're on to the bead brawl, which apparently is called catch the tail in Japanese. So what that is you are in a ring with the person and you have 5 minutes to either get in a draw or grab the other person's bead. You are not allowed to hit or kick or use magic or anything like that, which I think is dumb. But we've already kind of addressed that.
This is one of their bullet points. Sorry. Kind of going back in time with this. Where is it? Okay, so when Leona wakes up and he goes to the room, Lily is like, they're talking, and Lily's like, hee hee hee, well, you stand outside gazing at the stars all wistful, you mean? Okay, and Leona is like, how'd you even see that? You're one devious old geezer. Leona knows.
Yeah, I have no memories of that, but yeah, it makes sense.
In my brain with this, I feel like when Leona was doing like royal duties because he had to and he was forced into it, he definitely met Mal and Lilia and when he was younger, and he just knows, you know?
Yeah, he knows.
What part is why do I like Vil here? Sorry, that's something Wonder has written down.
Why do I like Vil here? Sad face.
In 4.
Love the stage combat. Oh, okay. I'm assuming that's when Vil has their fight. So Wonder is typing. Okay. on to the games. Is Wonder still on the call?
No?
Okay, I was just wondering because we made that comment and then I just saw there more translation notes, by the way. Yeah,
sorry,
I don't know.
Wonder sent us some translation stuff that we're looking at.
How about you read the translation stuff and I'll describe how the games happen?
Okay, so the in originalville, the originalville sentence was sentence catch the tail. I suppose they're meant to invoke the tails of animals. In the Ianville, it's since it's bead brawl, I suppose these are central to the competition. And then another one is original Grimm, if it's a tail, then I've got one too. And Ian Grimm is, hey, I want some beads too. Originalville is, I see braided tails then worn by others besides just lion beast people. And Ianville is saying, I see these beads are sort of a mane that those who aren't lion beast folk can wear too.
Interesting. Yeah,
I'm confused. But yeah,
some things that they change. We don't know why. So for the game, let me find my bullet points again. So yeah, it's essentially stay in the ring for 5 minutes or steal the other person's beads. So Leona has strategy. So we start out by sending Kaleem into the game first. We are also the first people to go, obviously, of course. And Zazi's like, what the heck? Why are you sending him in first? Like, you already addressed he can't fight. He's like, how much fighting did you go over yesterday? He's like, literally just offense. Literally just defense. Like, all of that. So his strategy for Kaleem is to just end in a draw. To make Kaleem stay in the ring for 5 minutes, which he's doing very good at. He's doing very good at staying out of the way, making sure his beads don't get stolen. And then he's just like, there's a lot of people here. Like, you know, like, I'm one of the special guests. I want to make this entertaining for them to watch. I'm going to try doing what Lilia said with the, like, bang, pow, zoom, like, all of this. So he dives forward to grab the other person's beads, and his are immediately snatched. He lost the game. So Leona is not happy about that because he's like, why didn't you just listen to what I said? But he's like, I wanted to make it entertaining for people. Like, sorry. So they send Vil in next. And the person that is fighting Vil kicks their leg rather hard, which is not allowed. But the person is like, oh, I'm so sorry. I must have slipped. It was an accident. And the ref's just like, I'm watching you. Don't do it again. So Vil is faking it. He is, favoring his other side. He's pretending to be injured. And then automatically, snatches the other person's bead, takes him out. He's just pretending to be injured. He's faking injury. He is acting. Yeah.
I'm adding this in. But when Vil first goes in, there's a bunch of onlookers who are like, oh, look, it's Vil. He's a model. He's competing.
They're just like, Vil.
Yeah, the costume looks so good on him. He's beautiful. And they're like, good luck, Vil. And he's like, hee, thank you. And he winks at them.
Yep.
And then the spectators all squeal. And they're like, he winked at us.
I do find it funny how many people are just like, he's a model. What is he doing here? As if, again, from Beanfest, we don't know that this dude is, martial arts specialist from movies and everything. Like, if I saw him get in the ring, I'd be scared.
It's the spectators, right? They don't know that.
Well, they might, because, he's been in movies. I assume it would be, somewhat common knowledge that he at least took martial arts.
Maybe.
But
he's one of those cool actors who are like, I do my own stunts.
Literally, I do my own stunts.
And they have this banter between Vil and the person he's fighting.
With the person he's fighting. He's like, pretty boy, you can't beat me, and he's just like, sure.
He's like, I hate pretty boys like you. And Vil's like, you think I'm pretty?
Yeah. Pretty much. The person gets all annoyed. There's like, what do you mean you were fake being injured? It's like, it means you don't kick hard. Like, that's what he's saying. He's calling you weak. So Vil wins that fight. And then Lilia's strategy that they had for him was he was supposed to just, like, the second the match starts, steal the beads as fast as he can. Then the person he's fighting ends up being a little punk and says, like, he doesn't care if they play dirty or anything because this should be an actual fight. So Lilia just goes, oh no, change of plans. I'm gonna teach him a lesson. And it's like the scene from Incredibles at the start of the movie where Dash, like, zooms and puts the tack on the chair, but it just looks like a flinch on the camera. Yeah, the Lilia just, like, punches him. But it looks like he just stood still. So the dude's like, what the heck? And Lilia, like, turns to the ref and he's like, I didn't do anything. Did you see me move? They're like, no, nothing happened. And it happens again, and Lilia's just like, I'm just standing here, ref. Don't you, like, what is he doing? Why does he keep making noises? I'm just standing here. And then he does that, like, 5 times. Just keeps, like, punching this kid so fast that you can't see it. And then he yeets the kid and steals the beads. So he wins. Leona's a little upset that he didn't do it, that he was all showy and didn't do it as special as they described, but he still won. Yeah, and he's, like, talking to everyone about how they went off track, and Bill's just like, excuse me, I followed your plan to the letter. How dare you be including me in this little rant about them? Like, I did exactly what you said, and I still won the match. Like, how dare you? Hair toss. But yeah. So we have past champions that are pissed at Leona for not giving them training, because he is supposed to be training the champions, but apparently the past, like, 2 years, he did not do any lessons like he was supposed to. That's why he's putting this team together, so he can lie about doing the training. So they're upset, and he's just like, deal with it. And then you find out that Neji, that Zazu, put together his own team of, like, the best palace guards and stuff like that, because he wants to make Leona come back and do the lessons. So that was his strategy. And then, so Zazu, they're the Sunset Fighters or something. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's just Night Raven College team and Sunset team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we make it to the finals. And then you find out that you are allowed to switch one person out as long as it was registered in advance. So they're like, we're going to bring in our secret weapon. And they're making it sound like it was this, like, really strong past champion, like, you should be scared of him. I was waiting for them to be like, oh, it's this character from the movie. They don't really do anything like that. But so Kalim comes on. He's starting first again. And no. Yes. I'm trying to remember the order people go on. Lilia starts first. So, Lilia goes first into the match. And he, once again, throws his opponent out of the rings when he steals the beads. The problem is he throws his opponent way too far that he is to go crashing into the stands. As you do. So Lilia uses magic to stop him from crashing into the stands to save the spectators, you know? And he gets disqualified because he used magic. Sorry, I'm talking too much and my throat is getting dry and I don't have water down here. But yeah, so Lilia gets disqualified because he used magic to stop this person from being thrown into the stands. Which I get, magic was against the rules, but at the same time, I think that was really dumb.
He was already out of the ring.
He was already out of the ring. He already had the beads. And again, he did it to keep them safe. Because not only is it like he's keeping the opponent from getting hurt, it's he was going to crash into the bystanders. So I personally don't think Lilia should have got disqualified. Like, I definitely think that should have been like a penalty or something. But they just needed an excuse to get Lilia out.
Yeah.
I'm seeing if Wonder made any notes about this because I mentioned it earlier. Do we just have Lilia, are you even trying to keep your cover in all caps?
Where is that part?
Okay, so it's on the second page. So Wonder made a note that apparently the people that we are fighting are supposed to be the hyenas, Shenzi, Banzi, and Ed. And then I'm a little confused because they wrote that the pitch hitter is Felina, isn't it? Which would be Mufasa. I don't know why they wrote that, because they specifically state multiple times that the royal family cannot participate in it.
No. They say that Leona can't participate because he's the one who's training him.
I thought they said specifically that it was the royal family that couldn't partake in it. That, like, even Chica, like, couldn't go do that. But I could have been wrong. That's just their notes. But as far as we are aware, it is not Felina, or Mufasa, whatever. I don't know what to say his name. But yeah, so Lilia gets disqualified, and next they send in Kalim, and then that's when the other team is like, we're gonna use our secret weapon, we're subbing this dude out. And apparently, it's supposed to be this, like, big buff champion fighter, and they walk into the ring, it's all dramatic, and it's the bus driver. Dun dun dun. The bus driver literally looks at them and they're like, oh my gosh, it's you, Kalim. You, like, saved me. I was able to do my job today because you bought me a new bus. Like, I was able to provide for my family. And they're, like, catching up or something. And then he, like, looks at the ref and he's like, wait, I'm supposed to fight him? How can I fight him? He essentially saved my life. He bought me a new bus. I can keep working. Like, I'm not fighting him. I forfeit. So the other team's just looking at them like, what the heck? Why would you forfeit? And Kalim's just like, oh, I guess I won.
And then everyone's like, oh, I guess he won. Cool.
They're like, I guess his kindness paid off. Like, didn't think that would happen.
And Leona's like, Kalim seemed like a pawn to me. Not even a minor piece. Can't believe he got us a win.
I know, right? He keeps making chess references. Yeah, I felt so bad when they were doing all the chess references because he's like, Lily is gonna be like our big player, like he's gonna be like the king he's gonna be like our queen player. And then Vill's gonna be like, like our rook or our the other one.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Leona is
and Kalim's just kinda like, what am I? And they're like, you're a pawn. And
Leona, there's something about Leona that he's very obviously a prince. Mm-hmm. Especially in this. Like, obviously he is, but, like, the fact that he refers to everyone as chess pieces, that just screams royalty.
They do say a lot of times that he played chess with Zazu a lot growing up.
Yeah.
So, like...
Which makes sense. That's such a royal thing to do.
I know. I like that little lore bit, though, like... Yeah. Zazu teaching him chess, like, oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So last fight, they need one more fight to win, and Vil is about to walk into the ring, and Leona stops him. He's like, you're hurt, aren't you? And Vil's like, what are you talking about? How dare you say that? Like, you saw me win the last fight, like, I'm good, like, I can fight, why are you saying this, kind of? And Vil's just like, I've been watching you. When you're not in the stands, you're favoring your other foot, like, did that person actually hurt you? And then we learn that Vil's ankle is very swollen because the person did hurt him. He's just been faking, not being in pain. So Leona says, you are not going in the competition. And they're just like, I have to, like, Lily got disqualified. Kalim's not going in again. Like, I have to go in. I'm going to fight. And Leona's like, no, I got this. Just don't worry about it. And then, so he leaves, and then suddenly this masked figure comes on stage, and they're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm fighting for Night Raven College. I am MC. Like, he just claims to be us. And they're just like, you aren't in the team. And he's like, you had a substitute you can register a substitute, right? And the ref's like, I didn't see this registered. And he's like, I confirmed it was Zazu myself. And he's like looking up in the stands. And Zazu's like turning red, having like a little panic attack up there because he knows full well this is Leona in the mask. And just being like, oh, yep, yes, I did. Like, he told me, I must have forgotten to, like, pass that on to you. It's good. We're good. They can fight. Like, all this. Because even though Leona is very much not allowed to fight, and Zazu knows this, he would rather lie and take and cover for Leona than admit that the prince is cheating in this match and bring shame to the whole royal family. Which Leona was counting on for the bird to do that. What I found funny was Zazu's doing this, and Chica, like, up in the, like, big pedestals where they're watching from, looks at this masked figure, and he's just like, what's Uncle Leona doing down there? And Zazu's just trying to explain to this little child in hushed tones. He's like, shh, that's not your Uncle Leona. We have to pretend like he's not supposed to be down there. This could be really bad news. You have to pretend you don't know that man, okay? And it's like, he's like, it could be a whole political shame to the family. And he's just like, what? Huh? And there's like 3 paragraphs of him trying to explain this to the child. And then Chica just looks down and he's like, okay, good luck, Unka, you. Like,
yeah.
Just still using the uncle title, but just uses our name. I thought that was very cute. It's just Chica being a little kid. It's also raining during this now, so I guess we summon the rain like we're supposed to. But yeah, Neige has no choice but to lie and say it's us, or else he will bring shame upon the whole royal family. Unsurprisingly, Leona wins the fight. And then the opponents were making some comments about getting their lessons, and Leona's like, look, you're never gonna get the lessons. Prince Leona said he's never gonna give lessons because, like, you don't need lessons. Like, you were handpicked to be these guards. You can train on your own, blah, blah, blah. And they, like, look, and they're just like, guess we got our lessons after all. Like, they completely know this is Leona in the mask, and they're just like, okay then.
Yeah. They're like, could it be? That's strength. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, alright. I'm kind of surprised they didn't call him out, though. Like, they were just like, guess we got what we wanted in the end after all. But I'm like, nah, bring shame to the family, people. Like, I would call them out. I'm trying to look under at Wonder's notes. Yeah, they do ask why they didn't use Jack's name, or they do ask why they didn't use Jack's name. They're like, why did you use Yu's name? And he's like, I didn't want to use Jack's name because he was originally registered for the contest, so there's a possibility that they would have known what Jack looked like. So that's why he used our name, because he's like, I couldn't have used Grimm's name because that little furball wouldn't have shut up about it and immediately ruined it. Like,
yeah. So
that's why he went with us. But we kind of mentioned this earlier off the phone or earlier in the conversation. I don't remember. I don't get why they didn't just keep Jack on the register, or why they didn't just have Jack go in. Like, I get he had heat stroke yesterday, but he's like here, he's in the stands, he's watching, he's been at least medically cleared to leave the room. Like, obviously fighting wouldn't be the best case scenario, but I think Leona just wanted to be dramatic.
There's this thing in Japanese culture where no matter how sick you are, you go to a hospital or a medical center. Even if it's just a small cold, you're like, oh no, I have to go to the hospital and get medication and be diagnosed with a cold. Like, they very much have free healthcare to the point of they go every time they're slightly sick. And you can tell that's like moved over onto this because he's like, oh, just a little bit sick. Sure, he fainted, but he's fine now. But no, he fainted. You have to keep an eye on him. You have to continue watching him.
Yeah, like, obviously, I don't think he should have went in the ring and started. Well,
he's also like,
he would have been fine because again, this isn't an actual fight. He's not going to be taking hits or punching or anything like that. It's just a, can he grab the beads quick enough, or can he dodge for 5 minutes? I think he would have been fine. But
knowing Jack, he wouldn't have tried to dodge for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he would have just grabbed the beads.
Yeah. Cookie, stop. You're ruining my sweater.
So, like, I think he would have been fine. But no, Leona just put on a mask and said they were us, and we won the events. So does that mean we are now Sunset Warrior.
Yes, we are.
we are honorary Sunset Warrior. We didn't do anything,
Yippee.
But they used our name.
Cookie.
But yeah, so then we were talking about this earlier because the picture doesn't change, but it does in the transcribe that I read of this on the like Twist wiki. It says arena locker room, so we're at least like standing off to the side. And Leona comes and is talking to us, and you know, like we're asking questions like, "Why did you use my name?" Like all this. And and Chica comes running up to us. And he's like, "Uncle Leona, you win the fight," and like all this, and come play hide and seek with me, and all this. And then you got palace guards chasing after Chica, and then Leona's like, "Dang it, they're gonna realize like I never went back to my seat. If they see me back here, it's gonna be problems. They're gonna realize I gotta run." So he runs to the car, and then Lilia and Vil follow him, and they all drive off instead of going to their little ceremony parade. So apparently us, Grim, and Jack are just stuck in the locker rooms. Apparently we didn't make it in the car. And that's how it ends. It ends with them driving away, which I thought was rather cut off. Like, I kind of expected it would go to, like, us being back at school and then them like joking about Leona giving us the like warrior lessons or something like that, but not. It just ended with them ditching. So
makes sense. This could definitely, kind of a side tangent, this could definitely be like because of how it ends and how different usually the events end, where they get back and they're like, oh, this never actually happened, except for when they go to Homeland stuff and then it does actually happen. This could be such a good like summer break thing, because animes have like arcs that they do, archetypes, I guess that's not really the word I'm looking for, but like, there's usually a beach episode or... Yeah.
I mean, the way they were describing it kind of made it sound like it was just like a weekend thing, because they joked about when they thought the Night Raven team was gonna win, they were joking about Leona having to tell the head mage that he was gonna be that he wouldn't be returning to school for a while. But like...
Yeah.
I didn't assume this was, like, over a break. I assumed it was, like, a weekend.
I guess.
But, yeah. I will say, out of the few events I have played the, like, Firelit Sky, the Glorious Masquerade, this one, Stitch. I've only played a handful. But out of the ones I have played, I will say... I played Beanfest as well. I will say I think this one was my least favorite out of all of them. It just seemed very uneventful for what it was.
I like this simply for Leona's card.
Well, yes, Leona's card is very good. We like that. But, like, event-wise, you know, when I saw, like, how many books it had and how many chapters were in, like, book 3 or something, book 4. I think book 3 was the longest, and that's because they're all talking about food. Like, it definitely just... The pacing didn't seem right. Like, it somehow seemed very drawn out and very rushed at the same time. Like, it was drawn out because of all the, like, tourist scenes we had. But then when it came to the actual plot of it, the actual, you know, fighting in the cloud calling bead brawl thing.
Yeah. From the entire...
seemed very rushed.
From when the tournament begins to when it ends is only 8 chapters.
Yeah, like...
They're not that long.
It was interesting. Like, I definitely liked seeing, like, Leona in this event because it was very different than how I'm used to seeing him. And the Leoville was strong. But just, like, there were definitely scenes I liked, but this was not my favorite event. I feel no need to talk about. Honestly, the only reason that I wasn't, like, didn't debate just skipping it was because it was Lion King, and I was like, oh, why not? And maybe it's because I haven't seen The Lion Guard, but I was just like, oh, okay, this was...
I feel like I've seen part of it. I just don't remember. What does it look like?
I was really waiting because they made a comment about Chica getting away from the, like, guards that normally watch him or something. And I was so waiting for Timon and Pumbaa to come on. Like, they had the build-up for it, and then they didn't. And I was like, come on, this would have been the... Like, I get you already have Simba, and you already have Zazu, and they, like, try not to do so many new characters in an event. But, like, Timon and Pumbaa, like... You have to. Now I'm wondering if they are in a... I feel like I've seen Timon and Pumbaa, but that might have just been, like, fan arts that I'm... Timon and Pumbaa, Twisted Wonderland. Like, I feel like they have designs for them, but I'm also feeling like it might just be fan art that I've seen.
Probably.
Yeah, it's just fan art.
I've seen part of the Lion Guard. I remember, like, sitting down and watching an episode and be like, oh, okay.
The only episode I saw had to do with them, like, going to, like, essentially a pool. That was it. That's all I remember.
Okay. We should wrap up because we're almost at 2 hours. Oh, well, my recording's at 2 hours, but yeah.
Yeah, we're, like, at the 2 hour mark exactly now. So yeah, hopefully this wasn't too boring after Wonder left, because I know the conversation just, there wasn't that much back and forth because Wonder left, and then you hadn't read that part of the event, so hopefully that wasn't me monologuing too much. My voice probably sounds great because my throat is very sore right now, and I have no water. Yeah, I hope you liked listening to that and all our wonderful tangents that we really thought this was going to be like a 40-minute episode, guys.
That's okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. We enjoy talking with everyone and have expanded to more socials, linked in our link tree. Have a good day and see you in our next episode.